I just sharpened my pen. And we will go through this list. So hit OK. All right. So where to start? I added Bugs Bunny to the list. I saw that. Oh, Donald Duck. Yeah, we have actually already done Bugs Bunny. So let's add Donald instead. But let's start with, well, we had crocodile, snake, and dragon. And as I said before, they're all sort of similar. So why don't we start there? And we could do a more of an oriental dragon that has a longer snake body, or if you know Pokemon, like a Rayquaza kind of thing. So just on the page, just do like a swirl, like a big S. And this is going to be the body of the dragon. That kind of thing. So I'm thinking the head is up here, and then we might do some arms. Well, we could do a dragon like the ones in Breath of the Wild. They've got 4 legs and 2 arms, and they've got long snake bodies as well. Just gonna get some reference up. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna put a circle here for where I want the head to be. My square is very cheeky, pretty squeaky today. Looking for some reference. I don't really need reference, I can just make it up. Now and again. Okay. So I'm going to imagine this is the neck, and this is sort of the chest area. So that's where I'm going to have the arms, well, the front legs coming from. Does that make sense? It's like the 2 arms sticking out. And then the body's going to continue along. And I might do it like a circle there and then a circle here. So I'm thickening up the body now. So doing a double line. So this is snake-like. If you want to draw a snake, don't do the arms, don't do these other little baubles. Because these little baubles are where I'm going to do actually I'm going to move this one. It's where I'm going to do the legs. That's just in an awkward spot. So I'm going to move it up a bit higher, about here, so I can draw the legs. And the other one you won't see. And then down here, I'm going to draw a leg as well. So there's 2 legs there. There's 2 legs there, but you can only see 1. And then 2 arms. Zoom out a bit so you can see the whole thing. And then I actually even draw a muzzle on the face, so it has a bit of more of an animal kind of shape to it. Okay, so let's come back to the head and we'll do some details on that. So I'm just going to rub out those lines I've got there. Give myself a clean workspace. It's very cold here today. I don't know where you guys are, but every time I pull up my sleeve, my arm gets cold. And then my sleeve gets in the way when I'm drawing. So we want to put in an eye. And on the nose there, we want to put a nostril. And then draw in the mouth as well. And then if you want, you can put an ear Sometimes they have scaly ears like this kind of thing. Like that. This one I'm drawing has more of a deer's ear. So I'm going to put that one in. So I'm just going to draw sort of an almond shape or an eye shape. Like that. And big horns, you can do straight horns, curvy horns, wiggly horns. So I'm going to do one here. Because the head's side on, there's one there, there's going to be one sort of on the other side, but I'll just draw one first. Now I did a circle or an oval for the base, so I know the sort of the curve of it. Like that. And I want it to curve around. So I'm just working it slowly and I want it to curve back up and then maybe back again. And to stop it looking flat and 2D and making it look a bit 3D, I'm doing these curved lines. Sort of like if you stretch out a spring, it'll look like that. And you can do straight horns if it's easier. And for the other one, I'm just going to sort of copy that shape, but do it at a slightly different angle because it's on the other side of the head. Just like that. And I'll just do a bit of shading on that one so I don't have to put detail and stuff on it. Sort of just in the distance a little bit. Okay. So these kind of dragons have sort of a mane on them. So I'm just going to, maybe you're not going to see that other arm that we drew in there. Rub a bit of the neck out there so I can still see the body. And I'm going to just sort of draw in a shape of where this hair might fall to. Making it a bit spiky, just getting some shapes in there. You could even give it a hair going up its chin or even a beard. Some dragons have long beards and mustaches. Might give them a little mustache. So you don't have to do any of this. This is just sort of me making it up as I go along and seeing what looks good and what's going to work. See now, because I've done all that hair, this arm's a bit hidden. So I'm actually going to rub that arm out and redraw it a bit lower so you can see his hand. And then I might draw the other one as well down there. So let's go back to the eye once you're ready. So you can do different kinds of eyes. I'm going to add a little corner to this one. So it's going to add to the shape a bit. Sorry, Nolan, I just saw the end of that. Oh, Ivy, okay, late. Sorry, I didn't even say it. I've got to open and I didn't even say. Yeah, we're drawing a dragon snake thing at the moment. Yeah, thanks for picking that up. Who was it? Nolan. Yeah, thanks, Nolan. Picking up my slack. So just going around that line, giving it a bit of a shape. Maybe add in a brow. And then the pupil. And you could do a round iris or you could do a slit like a cat or a. They do draw that for reptiles, but reptiles don't actually have eyes like that. I'm going to change his mouth slightly. Give it a bit more of a jaw. Actually, move that back a little bit. I've got space there. And a bit more of a crocodile type mouth with that big muscular jaw there. You could have some teeth hanging out. Okay. Now, where does the scaly face and the hair end and begin? So you could do the hair sort of behind the horn and the ear. You have little bits coming out, almost like a sideburn. You just do little sketches like this to sort of show where the hair is sort of just growing in on the face a little bit. And you could even draw circular shapes for scales around the nose and the eye and top of the head there, or even on the jaw. Zoom in a little bit. It's a bit hard, I won't get too much detail in there. And then you can just draw like random hair bits and then make the hair ends a bit shaggier. A lot of sketchy lines. I'm just being very sort of loose and sketchy, just to add details in there. That's a pretty detailed head. I won't do any more for now. I'll give you guys time to catch up. Maybe even show me where you're up to. That's funny, yeah. A guy, they got massive legs. Is that what you've drawn there? Oh, it's a wing, okay. Cool, Callum. Yeah, Will, that's good. It's really good. Everyone's doing really well. Okay. Ow. Oh, I just hit my knee. Okay. So I'm gonna move on to the arm there. Nolan, it's a snake face. It's hard to see. Yeah. Cool. Good job. Okay, so for the arm, oh, that really hurt. Put in the shoulder, and I'm going to start thickening out the limbs. So I'm using the stick figure lines as bones. Remember, we do that. And then I'm just going to start thickening it up. So I want to be thicker at the top, thin down towards the elbow, rub out some of those construction lines and the bone inside. And then they're sort of like bird feet or talons. So they're sort of very thin and scaly. And then where the fingers or toes, their fingers come out, they get sort of very thin. So see how I drew that one finger very thin? Just going to rub out these other ones. And I'll make it up as I go. So I've got 1, 2, I'm drawing knuckles. There's 1 knuckle, 2 knuckle, 3 knuckles. Maybe I'll just do 3 fingers and a thumb or a back claw. Yeah, I'll do a claw like sort of up here somewhere. Venus flytrap. Yeah, reptiles do have beady eyes, not like that. As I was saying. So I've got the hand in there. I've got the first knuckles, and then I'm gonna come down. I'm only going to draw 2 joints in the finger. Fingers usually have 3 joints. Have a look at my finger. There's the big one, and then 2 and 3. So you get 3 angles there. 1, 2, 3. But I'm just drawing it with 2, so it's like that, as if there's no knuckle there. Just because it's less things to draw. It's the same as when they were drawing the first cartoon characters. A lot of them just had 3 fingers and a thumb, because if you draw so many fingers on thick fingers on a character, they look like they've got giant hands, like Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario even to an extent. I'm going to draw some hair on the elbow. And then I think I might do some big scales on the back. So I'll try and leave that hand in there. Big sort of fin type thing sticking out. Just draw 3 for now. You could even join them up with a fin if you wanted, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave them as spikes. Okay, so underarm. You draw the hands in a different art style, Lani? Chinese dragon's eyes look like they'd pop out. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I do. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure what you mean by different art style. Maybe you just learned in someone else's style, and so you use that for drawing hands. You should develop that into your own style. That's what a good way to learn to draw too is you copy someone else's drawings, or if you find stuff like this, you can watch them draw and see how they draw. Like the way I was setting out, I did the line first and then did all the shapes and then picking them up. You find the process of an artist's, the way an artist draws, and copy it. And people go, oh, no, you shouldn't copy, blah, blah, blah. It's cheating. It's not. It's the good way to learn. And you'll find that your own drawing style, you'll pick up some of the other artists' ways of doing things, and then you will change them and turn them into your own way of doing things. So yeah, don't be afraid to copy other people's work, but don't say it's your work, obviously, because you're copying it. But you can draw your own characters in their style. Have you got the drawing there, Varney? Or do you want to just draw a hand so I can sort of see? I'm interested now to know. So I just added actually a little spike in there. I'm just sort of adding some texture to them, some lines and skin around, and do some little scales and stuff. Usually the underside of a dragon or a snake, a reptile, has a softer belly. So there's usually a nice definition, and that's sort of what I'm getting to around here. Is I might do this kind of thing along the belly and the underside of the neck. And then the top sort of all scaly. And the hands can be all more like bird feet. Not quite as circular scales. Oops, sorry, that wasn't in the picture. So yeah, I was saying like more like bird feet here, where it's just sort of draw lines in them to give them that sort of, I want to say scaly because that's what bird's feet are described as, but here they're more dot scales like we did on the face. Yeah, so we can continue that round to the leg. It's been pretty cool. So the leg, we're going to draw like any other sort of normal animal type leg. with an elongated foot. So there's the thigh. Bit I'm rubbing out. There's the thigh. That's the shin. So there's the knee. That's the calf muscle down to the ankle. And then this is the elongated foot. So towards the bottom here, I'm going to draw a little toe sticking out the bottom. And then I'm going to draw, or maybe I'll just do 2 toes on the back foot. Okay. Knuckle, knuckle, toe and claw. Okay. How you going, Kai? You look frustrated. You okay? I'm going to add a little bit of fur on the back of the thigh. Just continue with that same little fur bits here and there. Maybe he's got a furry bottom. Maybe it's just on his thigh. Got like the scales here and straight scales on the toes. Now the dragon in my picture is starting to turn around. So this is, we're looking here at the right-hand side of the dragon, but then as it comes down here, this is the left-hand side. So if I was drawing a line down the middle, it's going to be like along the spine, it's going to be there, but then it's going to sort of start coming in and being up there. So if I was going to continue these spikes, they're going to have to start coming around like this. See that? See how they start on the top there and then they come through the middle and then they end up on the top again. You have nightmares about reptiles, Barney? About big dragons? You should draw your nightmares. I've done that before. People have described to me the monsters that they see in their nightmares, and I draw them. And then they're not quite as scared of them anymore because they can see it and they know it's not real. And also, sometimes they're just weird, really weird creatures, and they look like they're from like a horror film or something. Or yeah, it could be really cool to do. Good exercise. All right, so we're almost done with this one. So duck mixed with a dragon and lizard. Okay. That sounds weird. Oh yeah, draw your nightmare and burn it. There you go. Under supervision, of course. Don't just randomly light fires. So this leg at the bottom here is going to be pretty much the same as that one, but just facing the other way. So we have the thigh and the calf. Too many. Your nightmares aren't as scary as your actual phobias. Yeah, that's true. I'm afraid of spiders, but not little ones that can kill you. The big ones that can't kill you, like huntsmen and things, and tarantulas, they freak me out. So elongated foot again, little toe, and then I might do claws sort of coming up the back. Like that. So again, the belly is on the left-hand side here, and then it disappears. You can't see it in this section, and then it reappears on the other side on the bottom. I'll give him some fur on his thigh again. The other leg, I'll just sort of do a silhouette of it and then shade it in so it's sort of hidden. Which I could do with the other leg, which would be sort of just sticking up here a bit. And even the other arm. Just so there's a hint of them. I'm afraid of the back rooms. You mean the rooms in your house? Or like the back room of a shop? So again, with the spine, it's running on the top, and then it's going to come around the front and then on top here. And you could do anything at the end of the tail. You could do all the spikes become one big spiky mess, or you could just do a big hairy tail, almost like a lion's tail, like that. So just with jaggedy lines and filled it in. I might do my spikes actually getting smaller until they're just little lumps like that. There we go. I think I'm done. We've got a lot to move on to. Just pull out of it. There we go. You can sort of see it all there. Ivy, can't you turn your camera on? There you go. That is awesome. I like that. That's really cool. Yeah, if you want to do wings on the dragon, I think Kai, you were doing wings, weren't you? Yeah. Wings, I think I've gone through this. I've gone through this with some people before, but actually, will you be able to see through that? No. Well, this is the arm that I just drawn with the fingers. So I just trace that. So if you want to turn an arm into a wing, you basically, if a bat wing, you just elongate the fingers. So for example, this is a human arm. So there's the shoulder, the upper arm, the elbow. The forearm is actually 2 bones. The wrist, the hand, and then the fingers, which actually have 3 joints in them. Right? So a bird's arm is built exactly the same way up until the hand, where it still has a little thumb, but all the finger bones become fused. There's like a hole in it, like that. And that's where they have their feathers. coming out of. Well, on the skin, that is. Now, a bat wing, which is the same as a dragon's wing, is the same proportion or same bones as the human, but the bones are different. So I think the upper arm is shorter. The forearm with the double bone is longer. And then you have the little thumb and the hand. And then the fingers are really long. And then the second joint is a bit shorter. And then the third joint is shorter again. And that's off the page. And that's where the webbing is, and that joins back up. So basically the wings of a dragon are just elongated fingers. So if you're doing a sort of traditional European or Western, I think of the Western dragons have 2 legs, 2 arms, and 2 wings. So they've got 6 appendages, where maybe it's the European ones just have 2 legs and 2 wings. So they've got 4 appendages, like a bat or a person. And then you have the Oriental dragons that have got, 2, 4, 6 arms, no wings, but they got, this one has 4 legs and 2 arms. So yeah, that's just like, you can quite easily Google bird skeleton, bird wing, and they'll show you the thing, or bat skeleton. Any animal skeleton is pretty much on Google, and you'd be quite interested to see how they look and how similar they are to a human skeleton, just with the bones in slightly different proportions. Okay, so what else is on our list? Oh. Dragon, blah, blah, blah. Harry Potter, Donald Duck, Dolphin, Unicorn, Gravity Falls. Can we have a vote? Who wants to? No, load minutes. Good, I am. Donald Duck, Dolphin, Unicorn, Gravity Falls, Harry Potter. What are we going to do next? Put it in the chat. Ivy, why did you say me? We can't see you. Hang on, where are you? Yeah, you don't have your camera on. We can't draw you. Squid Game. I don't think anyone in this chat room or this drawing room should be watching Squid Game. You're too young. Harry Potter is the only thing. Oh, Unicorn, Harry Potter. Each has 1 from the list I gave you. And Gravity Falls. Okay, everyone's got 1 vote so far, so we need some other input. Harry Potter has 1, Unicorn has 1, Gravity Falls has 1. Squid Game I'm not doing. Plant wasn't part of it. Donald Duck, Dolphin, Unicorn, Gravity Falls, Harry Potter. Okay. Looks like it's going to be Harry Potter. Ronaldo wasn't on the list. Okay, Unicorn and Harry Potter both have the same amount of votes. So now, which one? Harry Potter or Unicorn? Well, we could draw Harry Potter with a unicorn. All right. Okay, so here we're going to go. Ugh. I'm over Harry Potter, but it looks like we're drawing Harry Potter. Okay, why don't we draw someone on a broomstick that's shaped like a unicorn weapon from, is it a unicorn or is it a pinata? No, it's a unicorn hammer thing from Fortnite. I don't know. Okay, so I'm just going to draw some shapes. So I've got a circle for a head. I'm going to draw like someone hunched over. That's the back and that's the leg. That. Arms straight. Yeah, arms straight. There's the broom. So that's the basic shapes for someone riding a broom. Head, body, leg, arm, broom. So yeah, you could turn this into anything. It doesn't have to be a broom. This is what I was saying. It could be the unicorn-headed. Hang on, sorry, I'm getting a call. I'll hang up. You could do the unicorn-headed pickaxe thing. Oh. Yeah, unicorn-headed pickaxe thing. They could be riding it like a broom. No one, I can't tell what that was. It was too blurry. Okay, has everyone got that? Sketching that out. Shall we make this? Let's not draw Harry. Who else should we draw? You can turn into whoever you want, actually. But I'm not going to draw Harry. I'm going to draw. Oh, actually, she wouldn't be sitting there. I was going to draw my favorite character, who I can't even think of her name. Luna. I like Luna. Yeah, but I don't think she'd sit like that. She'd sit sort of more upright, and maybe she'd be crazy. I don't know. Let's make it a girl. I feel like drawing a girl. So we can Grunkle Stan. You can draw a Grunkle Stan. This is going to be her hair flying out. So I'm just drawing shapes again. Actually, when I was looking at Grunkle Stan, if you want to draw him, he's got like a rectangular head and a triangular body, and then his legs. So that's how you start drawing Grunkle Stan. I'm not going to draw him standing on the broomstick though. Okay, shoulder, elbow, hand. And then here I've got hips, thigh to knee. So I'm starting to fill it out a bit now. Calf down to foot. Oh, they've got little stirrup things on it. Oh, I'll just leave it off. That's fine. Little foot, chest, and waist and belly. That was a bit too big up there. So see how I'm just playing around with the shapes and sculpting, like I just cut off the front of the face to do a flatter face, so I can put in the jaw and the nose and the eye and the mouth. Throwing that chest too high. So she would, if she was at school, I guess she'd be wearing big robes. I don't know which is always, I don't always wear the robes like that. I'm just looking at some of the costumes she wears. Little dolls based on her clothes. Okay. So let's start putting in a bit more detail. Rub out some of these lines. I want to get the arm in. So I'm going to draw the shoulder. The arm. And the forearm. That's where her was. So the best way to actually draw figures is to draw them as if they don't have clothes on and then draw clothes on, unless it's like a big dress, like in the last class we drew a princess, and let me see if I can find it. And the shape of her dress, yeah, we didn't draw legs, we just drew that big curve. So if the costume is just a shape, then just draw the shape. But in this case, she's probably going to have some kind of sleeve, a jacket or something on, but I want to get where her arm goes first. And the same with like drawing her back in it. Whatever she's wearing, say she was wearing a shirt, it's probably going to be like, you know, billowing out like that at the back. But I'm still going to draw in the back to figure out where the proportions go. There's this pose that I'm looking at where she's got a jacket on, and I sort of like that, the look of that jacket. So she's got a big sleeve, a big cuff, I mean, on her jacket. So I can rub out her wrist a little bit. I think it's got a little buckle on it. LeBron James. And then her hand. Let's a bit closer so you can see. And then I also need to see. So I'm going to do her thumb on top. And then her knuckles, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands a bit big, but it's okay. And then there's her jacket. She's always got a jacket covered with a magazine, the Quibbler magazine. Okay. Right, okay, I'm just looking. So it's got a big collar on it. So maybe the collar is going to be up. Like that. And it is done up, but the bottom of it flares out. So it's sort of pleated at the bottom. So maybe that bit's sort of sticking out a bit. She's got a bag over her shoulder. That's over that shoulder, but we could draw it on this shoulder instead. Draw her bag sort of flying out behind her. So I've just drawn a rough rectangle for her bag. And then I can draw where the straps go. So one strap's there, sort of holding her jacket down, and one strap sort of going in front of her. And this could have a little buckle ties on it. See, it already looks like she's whispering along. There's little movement lines. Now she's wearing a skirt with leggings, so let me rub out some of these messy lines I drew in here. Now her skirt's probably going to be flapping about, unless she's got it sort of tucked in between her legs. So you could just sort of have it even curling up a bit over the back. All these overlapping things. So the skirt overlapping the bag, which overlaps the jacket. It's all going to add layers to your drawing, and if you get the shapes right, it's going to look like, you know, there's more shape to your drawings, more 3D. I just realized I've done that. I'm not going to do that filing up because you can see her bottom now, and I don't want that. I don't want you to be able to see her bottom. She's a young girl. Doesn't even matter, she's a young girl. No one should be looking at her bottom. So I'm just going to reverse what I just did. Put her skirt tucked in. That's why I've got all these creasy lines. It's all tucked in between her legs so it doesn't blow around. And then I will draw her leg. Her knee. Down to her. She's got socks and boots. So she's got socks on here. Sort of a bit lumpy. Boots don't quite give as much as I drew her foot in, so they're a little firmer and stiffer. So I'm just drawing the heel on the boot. Some laces. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was off for sure. And so it does look like she's got a naked leg. I might add some stripes as if she's wearing stripy stockings or stripy leggings. Get the broom handle in. How are we going for time? Oh, okay. Got about 10 minutes left. It's getting a bit more of that broomy looking thing happening there. So do a few more of those speed lines. Just pulling off around a bit. You don't want to do too many of them. Now in this picture, she's wearing those weird glasses where one's red and one's blue. I think it's to look for invisible creatures or something from memory. But I imagine she'd probably wear weird goggles of some sort while she's zooming around on her broomstick. And I think she'd also really enjoy it. So I'm going to give her a little upturned nose, but then give her a big smile, big open mouth smile, deep. And I'm going to rub out her eye because I'm going to draw goggles. Which means her hair is going to have to change. It'll still be flowing out the back, but where the goggles go, there's going to be elastic around her head. Okay. So I'm going to draw a big oval for the goggles. And maybe she's got like some other little goggle pieces coming off it. And so her hair is going to be sort of tucked into her goggles. Sorry, guys. draw her ear on. And then all of her hair after that is just going to be out flowing and draw her other arm. The fingers. And then for the other leg, you can just sort of copy the shape like I did with the arm and done in other things before. And just shade it in. There we go. So yeah, just sort of take that idea of how I started that drawing like that. And then you can use that to draw anything in that pose, any character. I mean, you could have drawn one arm reaching out, and you could have drawn the what's it called, the snitch, golden snitch. Or instead of a, like that could even be someone riding on the back of a unicorn. They could be holding on to the hair on the mane and the whole body of the unicorns here. Totally up to you. So how did you go? Let me have a look, see where you're up to. Wearing a hat in your hair, yeah. It's good. Alex, I can't see yours because your background. You need to turn, oh, there you go. Oh, cool, yeah, that's good. Kai, what is that? It looks creepy. Why do you always draw really creepy stuff? Is he riding a missile? Oh dear. That's funny. Vanya, I don't know what that is. That dude you're drawing, he's got a broom. Oh, it's Grunkle Stan with a broom. Okay, I get it. Well, that's pretty good, yeah. Callum, that's good too. Yeah, you just need to fill out some of those arms and legs a bit. Cool. Okay, how much longer we got? Oh, we got 5 minutes. Where's my list? What can I draw in 5 minutes? Let's do a Donald Duck because unicorns are a bit hard to do. Horses have so many legs. Okay, I'm going to draw a Donald Duck from memory. So maybe it's just going to be a duck. Like Mickey Mouse, he's just made up of circles. Head circle, chest circle, butt circle. And you draw his neck in. He's also got feet circles. And also circles for hands. So that's a good way to draw almost any character, is just with all those circles. And do them at different shapes and sizes. So you have circles and ovals is what I mean by different shapes. Or mix up the shapes as well. You have squares and triangles and circles. It's the best way to break things down into drawable shapes. Okay, so if everyone's got that, I'm going to try and do his face. I'm going to split it down the middle. His head's on a weird angle. I know how to draw the beak, so I'm just trying to think of the best way to show you. I don't know how it's normally broken down. So you want to have the curve in between the eyes, which are more ovals. And his pupils are also ovals. And then curves on the side for his cheeks, the corner of the mouth. And I'm just going to rub out those lines in between. So for the beak part, it's so weird trying to break this down. Let me start with a smile and then bring it up and over because it curves around like that. And you could just draw it underneath, but I'm going to draw it open. So it's sort of squared off. No, not squared off that much. And I remember he's got like a little triangle tongue. Some brows. And then his little sailor cap. You can do a little bit of feathers sticking out the top. That looks like Donald Duck, sort of. Oh, the 3 caballeros. Yeah, I like them actually. All right, I'll add that to the list. 3 caballeros, 3 gay caballeros, 3 I like birds of a feather. Okay, so Donald wears a shirt, a little sailor's outfit, and no pants. I'm trying to think of how his shirt goes. I think it's got a bow at the front because it's got the little flap at the back like a anime schoolgirl. Or does it come to a point? No, he's got a bow. He's got a big bow tie. So draw a circle for the middle and then like a butterfly almost. And we are out of time. Let's quickly draw a sleeve. It's longer at the wrist. I mean, it's wider at the wrist. And it's got a stripe on it. And his hands are ovals. You can sort of cut them in half, put in the thumb, and in that half section, just draw some fingers. Yeah, he was banned in a certain country, I think it was. But the thing was, Porky Pig, who also doesn't wear pants, wasn't banned. I think it was, I want to say China. I'm not sure if it was China or not. I'm not sure. I drew his butt too big. You can add in a little tail. And then the last thing, because we're already over time, is his feet have sort of rounded toes. Because instead of drawing webbed feet, sort of bump, bump, bump. Oh, that was too big. Like that. think he has a little puckering around the legs. All right, that is Donald Duck. We are out of time.
Thank you, Evan.
Right there. There we go. How'd everyone go?
Everyone go, everyone.
Gonna hold up your ducks. Put all your ducks in a row.
Ducks or the
Cool, Nolan. That's pretty good.
Nolan, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Will, that's good
Wow,
too.
that's cool.
I didn't draw Donald Duck. No, I can tell.
Would he put a duck on a rocket?
Yeah.
do
Oh,
that.
Chloe, really good. That's good, Chloe. All right.
Oh,
Oh, I got stop. I guess yeah, that's good.
wow, it's
Yeah,
quite
that's good.
Yeah, if you can take a photo and send to Brilliant Kids, and then I put it to an online gallery.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun, especially
we
the
can also-
Kai one.
Riding the missile. It looked like Slender Man. It looked like a Slender Man with an iPad for a face riding around.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
not very aerodynamic, I can tell. All right, everyone, time is up. I'm going to unmute everyone to say goodbye to Mr. Evan.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.